Logical proof: housewife and student can both be paid a living wage. Two things can be noted in reference to the above claim. Being a housewife is arguably the most valuable job one can do, considering the value housewives add to the community. It is not possible to pay women for the job they do of taking care of us and our children in the present system under normal conditions. The situation as regards students is not much different from the situation of housewives. Naturally, liberals will assault the argument based on the negative emotions they have for women generally and housewives specifically. The policy is not recommended for liberals as they do not recognize housewife as a valid category of person nor the value they bring to a community. The category of persons, housewife, implies a breadwinning husband and a conventional CIS family. But we will not go into the arguments for it nor advocate for its inclusion in a liberal system. What we will consider is a plutocracy. A plutocracy is not just a system dominated by a concern for value and recognizing those who are most adept at creating it. Plutocracy means recognizing the value that each person brings to the table. Wives and mothers have a special place in plutocracies because of their inestimable value to society and social living. Plutocracy means all value is compensated. No freeloading is tolerated. Everyone gets paid for what they do and no one benefits from freeloading, theft or fraud. Unlike the liberal system which rewards people who do not work, and enriches those who do not labor, plutocracy rewards actual value added to assets. As a precondition of this, all unearned wealth must be relinquished to be held in trust by the electorate. Electoral ownership is the ownership of a political jurisdiction and the assets it contains by the voters cooperatively. Voting is in and through local councils. The local council represents the owners of the jurisdiction which it represents. It is this configuration which permits the council to pay housewives and students for the value they contribute to the community. It is not just housewives and students that are paid according to the value of their contribution. All persons who add value to a local chapter are compensated for the work they do. Assets are secured in a charitable trust owned by the electorate. Any citizen who adds value to the commons is paid for the value added. The things we have no right to is held in common and the value we create is wholly owned by the person who created the value. Thus land, water, air and all commercial property is owned by the electorate as a commonwealth. But all the value that the individual creates by his or her labor goes directly to the individual earning it. This is why it is possible to pay housewives, students and all those who labor for the good of all, without creating free riders or giving them access to what they did not create.